And I get that because, trust me, I used to say the same thing until I realized that I needed my sanity. You know, like, what's the cost of my sanity? Priceless. Hey, ambitious souls. So today it's all about delegating. I'm going to just jump right into it and tell you that you cannot do everything. I'm sorry to be the person that had to tell you that, but you cannot do everything, okay? And I know this firsthand. This is something that's very personal to me because I was that person that thought that I could do it all, and I quickly found out that I could not, okay? So I want you guys to look into incorporating delegating into your business system because it will make your life a whole lot easier. And I know what you guys are about to say. I know you're about to say, you know what, I can't do that because financially I'm not in a good place, you know, starting out my business, because a lot of us are new business owners and all of that. And I get that because, trust me, I used to say the same thing until I realized that I needed my sanity. You know, like, what's the cost of my sanity? Priceless. So, but believe it or not, a lot of us are in a position to financially invest in things like that, but it's just that, you know, we are spending our money in places that maybe we shouldn't be. Like for me, DoorDash, I used to DoorDash all the time, especially last year. DoorDash probably got a good $6,000 out from me. I'm not even gonna lie, but I do have an excuse. I was pregnant, so we just gonna blame it on that, okay? I was pregnant. But at the same time, like, it was ridiculous. I was ordering DoorDash sometimes 2 or 3 times a day, to the point one time DoorDash reached out to me because they thought that somebody had hacked my DoorDash account and it was fraud. So like, that was embarrassing. But these days I don't have those, first of all, crazy pregnancy cravings, but second of all, like, I'm scaling my freelance business, so I'm having to shove out a lot of money, you know, for starter expenses. So I have to incorporate, you know, some budgeting in there. So with having to delegate and all of those good things, you really want to look into like where you can actually find someone. So a couple sites that I use Upwork and Fiverr. I like Fiverr a lot better. Like, I don't know if it's because I started with Fiverr first, so I just have maybe a better love for them because that was like my first baby, you know. I'm not sure, but that's my preference, okay? You can try both of them out and see which one. And I think there's a couple other ones too, but these are the 2 that I've had experiences with. But I do use Fiverr like way more. But if, for instance, you're trying to get a logo or something like that, instead of you trying to take time to design it and you're not really good at designing, go ahead and invest in that. If you maybe struggle with editing like me, I know how to edit like the basics, but at the same time, it's like, editing is so time consuming and such a tedious task. And like, I have a whole family. Like, I have 3 kids, a bonus son that's not in the house, but still, you know, I have my husband and stuff like that. I have like a life, you know, like, your girl be want to go out sometime, travel, all that. It's like, I'm just not into trying to edit, honestly. So that's something that I have been outsourcing for my YouTube videos. But there's so many different things that you can honestly look on Fiverr and Upwork to outsource. I mean, even Etsy. Etsy is a really good place too because they have like ready-made templates. So say for instance, you're trying to make Instagram posts, you know, for the month or something like that. You can actually go to Etsy and you can pay for like downloaded templates that will automatically download, and you can use them in Canva, and you can just pretty much change up like the color scheme, of course, to like your brand colors. And once you change them to your brand colors, you can edit whatever it is that you want them to say. So that is much easier because honestly, with the posts, it's more so like the hardest part is really designing those templates. It's not even necessarily about the actual content, so what you want to say on a post or what you want to put on a post. It's more so about the designs themselves. And then also it's really good too for when you want like a really cohesive look. So that's something that you can look into as well. They're very inexpensive too. I think I've downloaded some templates for probably about $10 for probably about 50 of them that I can edit. So they're super reasonable. As far as Etsy and Fiverr and Upwork goes, of course you're gonna want to look at reviews. You're gonna try to go for the higher amount of stars. Like I always try to find someone that's 4.9 or 5 stars. And also you're gonna want to look at how many people said that they were 4.9 and 5 stars. Like you don't want to get Joe Smo who has 5 stars, but it's only 2 people that said that about him. Like that could have been his auntie Sally and his uncle John. Like I don't know, but you're gonna want to look into that as well. Look at the customers' reviews. A lot of them also will put their work in their links as well, so you can see, like if they're an editor, you can see other videos they've edited. If they're like a designer or a website designer, you can see different websites they've designed. And it's like they have some really good people on there that really knows what they're doing. Like right now I'm going through my rebranding process and trying to scale my side hustle and everything. And my original website, the girl that did my website, she's alright, you know, and she was good for, you know, what at that time I needed. But I ended up going to another lady on Fiverr that had actually worked on a couple logos for me and like different flyers for my organization that I have for moms. She did a lot of work for me with that, and I really just liked working with her and like what she brings to the table. So I ended up going back to her to do my revamp of my website, and it's not done yet. Okay, so she's working on it, but at the same time we're just actually getting started. But at the same time, the process, like even the intake process was so in depth that like I know it's gonna be fire. Like besides all of the examples that I've seen, like I know it's gonna be good because she just asked way more questions and was really like curious about my overall like concept and where I want to go with my brand and stuff like that. It just was a total different experience. Like the other girl was good too, but this was like, I could tell this is just gonna be great. But yeah, so I'm in the process of doing that. And I'm also, speaking of that, in the process of making a website map video for you guys. So that's gonna be cool, where I will show you guys how to actually like outline all of the things that you need in your website to be able to give to an editor or freelancer who's ever working on your website, and it will just give them like so much detail on how exactly you want your website. So that's gonna be a cool video. Look out for that. But back to what I was saying about delegating. So you want to be able to really put that extra work, that tedious work, or that work that you're not 100% good at, or that is time consuming, onto someone else. So someone else that's the expertise in that field. So for instance, if you were a baker and you bake cakes, oh God, this is not a good example. I've been on a diet for about 3 weeks, and I'm telling you, I've been so strict on myself. Like a cake just sounds so good right now, so I totally should not have used that example, but we're gonna go with it. So if you were a baker and you were baking a cake and you wanted to maybe put a few videos, because videos are what is in right now. You want to put a few videos on social media, but you're maybe like me where you don't want to spend the time doing it, or you know it's a tedious task, you just really don't want to get into that. You would just go ahead and outsource that task, and you will focus on what you're actually good at, which is baking those cakes. Okay, so you're gonna do that, and then you're gonna free up so much more time. And especially if you are a mom, you know, you know how much time you need. Like, you know how much time you need for your family. Like, family, first of all, comes first, like no matter what. You have to always remember that your family comes first. These businesses, of course, are our babies, and we want to grow them and be successful and everything, but family at the end of the day is all that you have. So you can never just put everything into your business to the point where you're neglecting your family, you know? So I have to check myself about doing too much all of the time, trust me. And for me, when I am not delegating enough, I start to get burned out. And when I burn out, it shows up in a lot of physical ways for me. So for instance, my eyes get really, really dark. So you've probably, I don't know where all of you guys have come from. Like if you've been on other social media platforms with me, like if you go through my videos, please don't go through my videos for that. But if you go through my videos, you may have noticed sometimes my eyes are really dark. And that just comes from me kind of overdoing it and not getting enough rest. Sometimes it was nothing related to business. It was just because of the fact that I have like a 6-month-old baby that's just up all the time being nosy. But besides that, yeah, I have to make sure that I'm getting my rest and I'm delegating tasks out, because I don't want to be walking around looking like no raccoon, you know. And I don't even wear makeup, so it's like I don't even have a way of hiding it, you know. And not that I don't wear makeup because like I'm one of those girls, you know. I'm not like that. I wear makeup sometimes, but I just don't know how to do makeup, so it's like it's just too much for me. But yeah, so I have no way of hiding it, you know. So I have to make sure that I'm taking care of myself, and I get these weird stress highs. I don't know if anybody's ever gotten those, but it's like super rare. But when I get very overwhelmed or stressed out, or I'm not getting enough rest, I get these hives that come, and they are like horrible. Like I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Maybe I would, but yeah. So, but the point of it is to make sure that you are delegating to be able to do the things that you really need to do. So be able to do your expertise, and just, you know, stop thinking that you have everything under control and you can do everything, because then it's going to make entrepreneurship or running a business not fun. And you don't want that either, because when that spark is gone, then you start questioning yourselves or questioning if this is the right thing that you should be doing. So take my advice and delegate some things that you can. Even if you can't really start off with maybe hiring a freelancer right away, take my advice about, you know, doing the Etsy templates or something like that for $10 or something that's super inexpensive, but will help you in the long run with, you know, giving you your time back, because we need our time. Our time is important. So that is my message for today. I want you guys to really look into Delegate. I wouldn't tell you guys anything wrong, and I hope that was helpful. And if you guys have any tips that you want to share, or if you maybe want to hear about anything else in particular, let me know in the comments, and I hope to see you guys again soon.